Amanda, we want to play a game with you. Would you be willing to stay on and play a little trivia with us?
Surely.
First of all, thank you for all of these insights. We will absolutely have you back because there's so many things to talk about regarding, self-care, which we've turned into the phrase self-preservation instead of self-care. And
has a little bit more desperate feel to it, but it feels like it justifies it a little bit.
It feels more true.
And I feel like we all need that justification, right? Like, what am I doing? Oh, I'm preserving myself.
I mean,
yeah, that's what I tell myself when I get Botox. And so thank you for your perspective and your tips and tricks, because I actually think that you're going to have a lot of people thinking about those little moments that can really change your mindset. And that's really important right now. So we're going to ask you some Ask the Sexpert questions and see if you can get the right answers to these Band of Mothers questions.
All
Tracey,
right.
take it away.
All right, first question. A study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science found that people tend to marry people with A, similar finances, B, similar DNA, C, similar taste in cuisine, or D, similar haircuts.
Oh, that's a good question. I would say the similar DNA or the similar taste in food, because I'm just guessing, because of like a lot of times we have these chemical connections that we, are attracted to someone about, which those could be reflected.
I would say
taste.
A massive foundation of my happy marriage is based around food. So I would agree with that for sure.
We shall see.
It's similar DNA. You were right. You're right.
Which seems weird in a weird way to be married to someone who has the same DNA in you. It seems opposite, right?
Yeah, but it's just like our instincts are to find someone in our similar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
I need a Jew. My husband is not a Jew, by the way.
You missed
Did
out
not
on
find a Jew. Okay. Arguments and aggressions between husbands and wives can sometimes be the result of A, having children, B, low blood sugar glucose levels, C, in-laws staying in the house, or D, looking in each other's general direction.
I think all of the above.
All of the above.
Agree. Perfect. Next question.
Do we know which one it is?
I think it's having children.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question. According to a study from the University of
Groningen
in the Netherlands, sexual arousal overrides the body's natural A, disgust response, B, odor, C, urge to pee, or D, it overrides the body's natural love of cats.
I would say A.
Disgust response. Yeah. So you know what this question makes me think of? A Star is Born. Remember, because they actually finally hook up in the morning,
and we were so bummed out about it because you knew he had like cigarette breath.
He's like a drunk.
We were talking about it in the movie theater. I was like, I can't. There's no way she could kiss him like that with that mouth.
Like they wake up in the morning and he kind of puts his hand on her boob and it's all hot, and then they start kissing and I'm like, oh, go. Yeah.
Well, when you get in those high states of arousal, you are working from a different part of your brain. It's like more of a primal part of the brain versus the prefrontal cortex where you have all the judgments and thoughts. And so when you can like get into that primal state, that's why there's more just attraction and you're not thinking about what you look like or what their breath smells like or any kind of weird hairs.
Or what your own breath smells like during that morning blowjob.
So that's interesting. That's your point. So if you just actually just like snuggle with someone, to your point, and you start to break down those barriers and move from the front to the back. It's the old adage of why a massage leads to sex, because you forget about the other things.
Yeah. That's nice.
Go for it.
We should have a lot more sex. Okay.
I just need a massage.
Getting busy between the sheets for an hour can blast as many calories as A, a Costco trip, B, watching 2 seasons of The Crown, C, pushing a kid on the swings, or D, 30 minutes of jogging.
I'd like to say D.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
It's true.
Or a Costco trip during a pandemic. Same thing. It's about the same thing.
I love the getting busy between the sheets. If I ever called it that in my life. It's hilarious.
We wrote it. Okay, 1 in every 5 couples has A, a kid sleeping in their B. Oh, sorry.
In their butt?
Maybe if they're on top of you.
I got a chihuahua sleeping in my butt.
Yeah,
I'm not happy
she
about
literally
it.
has a
I
chihuahua
literally
in
have
her
a
butt.
chihuahua in my butt.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that over. 1 in every 5 couples has A, a kid sleeping in their bed or a chihuahua, B, a sexless marriage, C, separate bank accounts, or D, a sex swing.
Ooh, wouldn't that be fun if it was D? I have a feeling it's either the kid in the bed or separate bank accounts.
Yeah, it's separate bank accounts. What is it? Do people have sex swings? And what is that?
Yes.
Do you have one?
Well, we have an old house, so sadly we don't have the capacity to hang one of
Otherwise
those
you
things
would.
from the ceiling.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Well, I mean, they're kind of these, well, there's like a swing, right? So that you can be in different positions and be supported, and that can offer a lot.
I have a yoga swing on my
fun.
front porch.
You
Should I
could
try
play
it
with a
out?
yoga swing.
Please do it.
Just tell the neighbors, don't look. Just,
These days, I don't think anyone would even care. Everyone would be like,
right? They're like, oh,
Yeah.
wait, it's something to watch. This looks
Right?
exciting.
Exactly.
do you just Google sex swing if you want to buy one?
Yeah,
you just
you
Google
can.
it.
Great. Now
Yes.
we have to put that on Shop the Podcast in the bomb market.
There you go.
Amanda's recommended sex swing.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Okay.
Last one.
People who blank are 40% more likely to divorce. A, snore. B, chew with their mouth open. C, endure more than a 45-minute commute. Or D, cosplay. It'd be really weird if people who cosplay all ended up in divorces. It would make a lot of
Right?
I feel like they're much happier.
I'm wondering,
If you're mutually cosplaying, like,
is
you're
it
fine.
45-minute commute perchance?
It is.
Because there's more stress.
Yeah. Well, that's not very relevant to
Right.
now. Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's any
Maybe
other
those
ones we
people
can
are
throw
happy.
in there.
You know, those people are the ones that use
I
that
mean-
45 minutes for more connection versus
I
sitting in
know,
traffic.
right?
This is gross. We're gross. A study found that women directly exposed to semen vaginally, in other words, through sex without a condom, A, got pregnant, B, were less depressed, C, had fuller lips, or D, changed their underwear more often.
I would say A, got pregnant.
Sure.
But all the other ones are quite possible, right?
No, they said it. They were less depressed.
That's probably true too, because you boost so many good feel-good chemicals in your body, the more orgasms you have. Plus you have more blood flow, you have more, there's so much good that happens in your body
Because of the
biochemically
semen?
because of because of
It's
orgasm.
exposed directly with semen.
There's some theories around that.
It does induce labor, right? Semen.
It can, yes.
When I took a birth class, like a weekend intensive, and they told us that, and I asked if it had to be your husband's.
Nice.
They said
The other
it-
thing
they
too,
said that
any
you
kind of
should
like
be.
arousal helps, because we actually have this automatic like reflex that can happen during childbirth. It doesn't often because of whatever reason, but it's like the similar thing to squirting. So so you can train yourself. Like when you have this turn on it, you can have more of the orgasmic birthing experience. That,
Wow.
is a rarity, but can happen. Yes.
Wow. This conversation just took a turn.
It really did. I can't believe you just said
that.
squirting.
I don't even understand what that is. Can you just explain
Are
that?
they just peeing?
No, it's different. It's
Is
actually
it?
a different fluid. Yes.
What
But you
is
feel
it?
like you're peeing. So there's actually kind of this female prostate that ejaculates, like you can, and it's, you might have there's numerous ways that this can occur, but typically if you have a lot of like stimulation on your G spot, you can invite more of this release, this ejaculation, female ejaculation.
So why
which
do some people do it and some people they just like learned how to do it?
anyone can learn how to do it. It's just if you care to or not, right? It's a process, and you can learn it if it's something that you're interested in. It's a very deep level of surrender
Tracy's
necessary.
face. Your face, Tracy.
We are like taking a turn.
Oh,
we can,
no.
we can
You're like,
turn
it's
back.
a process. I'm just like, is there merit to it? Like, is it worth
Yeah,
it?
I mean,
Is it worth
it's
the
pretty-
process?
I think it's pretty amazing, to be able to have that level of surrender and pleasure. And it's so deeply blissful. And
It is. Okay, that's what I was getting at. Like, it's
Yeah.
actually, it's like better than your standard issue.
they're just different,
orgasm.
right? There's so many different orgasms you can have.
Like how many?
You can have so many different kinds. I mean, because what we're typically used to is like this clitoral orgasm, which can be very just localized and more kind of like a quick,
like a quickie.
Yeah, I'm not
yeah,
impressed
it's
with
like a
that
quick,
one.
it's a quick, it's enjoyable. It's like there's a lot of pleasure that builds up in the genitals, and then, you know, you have a release, but you can also expand your orgasm and experience all kinds of different orgasms. You can have nipple orgasms and breast orgasms and full body orgasms and like squirting G-spot orgasms and anal orgasms. All kinds of orgasms
How
are
do you have
possible.
a full body orgasm? I'm 6 feet tall. I feel like that would like break something.
So that's another thing that is a learned
End of you,
behavior.
she died having a full
Yes.
body 6
You know,
foot orgasm.
It's a process of learning to expand the pleasurable sensations that you feel. You can do it through breath. You can do it through intention. You can do it through focus and like bringing that energy, that turn on, and like letting it expand through your body. So as you feel the pleasure build, you know, instead of just having it, a lot of times we'll clench up or like focus on just the clitoris or whatever. And then instead, like, can you open? Can you relax? Can you take some breaths? And like with each, as you feel the pleasure build, like breathing into that and imagining that pleasure, like with each breath, imagine it like extending through your whole body. Imagine it's like coursing through all of your veins. And with each breath, you know, inviting it to fill your body even more so that you can just keep expanding the sensations that you feel. So it's these pleasurable sensations, and the energy can flow throughout your entire body versus just localized in one area.
So here's the irony. We all have all this extra time and we're all on top of it. We should be having the best sex of our lives. Like, we should be like, I'm going to, you know, everyone's making sourdough bread and I'm up there working on my G-spot orgasm. I mean,
there you go. I mean, seriously.
Priorities, people. I mean, just make it an Instagram trend and we'd all be blissfully happy.
I mean,
There'd be no war.
Definitely never had a nipple orgasm. So I'd be interested in what.
Kind of up for the challenge.
Are you?
There's some techniques. I mean, this is a whole nother.
Everyone, this
genre,
is why,
but it's so
you
true.
need to hire Amanda.
Yes.
This is why you need to
help you
look
get
up
there.
Amanda Testa and her. She has a podcast.
Yes.
She also, you can follow her on Instagram, on all the social channels. We will put all of that in the show notes. But obviously, Amanda is a wealth of information. So we so appreciate you being with us.
We love
today.
you so much. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you so much. I feel the same about both of you. Thank you. Thank you. I needed these laughs today too.
You are
so thank
an
you.
awesome mom.
Thank you.